Hot 97, what's going on, Megan, right?
Yeah, DJ Enough.
Enough. You don't have no idea what's happening right now. I'm so excited.
Listen, I'm just glad you let me sit down next to you because I'm here you rocking with a legend.
Zero. H-Town in the building. What's up, man?
Chilling.
Yo, I gotta tell you a funny story. So you know I'm an East Coast girl, right? East Coast, and I actually lived in Houston for a few years,
right?
And I'll never forget like my first introduction to Zero. He probably doesn't even know this. I don't know if he knows, but I went to a club for the first time. This is the only time I think I've ever been in a club, and I didn't know not one song they were playing. Right. Not one. 30 minutes go by, I still don't know one song. An hour goes by, I'm like, where am I? I don't know any of this music. And then all of a sudden, they play this freestyle, and it's called the Mo City Dawn Freestyle. And when I tell you, there's a couple thousand people, and it was a very mixed club. I'm talking about black, white, Hispanic. Right. Everybody freestyled and knew the entire words to this song. And it was a freestyle done on the paid in full beat. So I'm hearing it come in, and I'm thinking, oh, they about to play some Eric B. and Rakim. I'm hearing it, and then I'm like, wait. But thousands of people. Right. And it's this guy right here, man.
Crazy.
You got, explain to me a little bit about that and about how, stuff like that kind of came about with these freestyles and the way Houston does things like that.
Well, I mean, being that I'm an artist from the Screwed Up Clique.
Right.
When you go to DJ Screw's house, pen and pad wasn't allowed. You get beat up. So they play a beat. You top of your head, go for what you know. If you messed up, hey, it's on there for life. But I mean, just coming from, just walk in and, 8-ball MJG beat, go now. Whatever beat it was, if it was West Side Connection, if it was, some J, you know what I'm saying, anything, you was the top of your head doing it. And years later, I was like, man, let's do a mixtape. And going through beats, a guy pulled up this Eric beat, this paid in full beat, but it was sort of different from the original beat. And I was like, yeah, let me write something. And dude was like, well, nah, we gotta do something at 10. It's like 9:30. So I'm like, well, cool. I just freestyle. And he cut the mic on. It was like, go. And then I just went. He said go, and I went. And I think however long it is, 6-7 minutes, whatever it is, we were done. Yeah, we were done. And for some reason, that's like one of the H-Town anthems. Everybody, the white people, black people, purple people, whatever kind of people it is, they
loving it.
They loving it. And I mean, it's a blessing. It's a blessing because I honestly didn't know what I was gonna say. All I knew was we was on a time frame. So I just spit something.
It's crazy, literally. Like I don't think I can even like really fully explain how it's like to see that many people. Right. And as DJs, sometimes we be trying to get in and out of a record. No, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it play. You gotta let the whole song play. And
DJ Screw gave you that platform.
Yeah, he gave it to us all. Even if you weren't in the clique, it was so big in Houston to where you'll ride around in a car anywhere and your favorite song come on. You might twist up, play with the words a little bit. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna make this my own remix in the car. And then, get your hands on the service pack. You got an instrumental in there, like, oh yeah, I'm finna do my own version of this record. And then you might not really be writing, you just saying something off the top of your head. And that's what DJ Screw was all about as far as his clique of rappers went. Regular DJ, of course, mixing music, mixing records, whatever, and regular DJing. But when that instrumental came on, it was kind of like, okay, everybody heart beating fast now. Who we gon'? Big Pokey go, Lil Kiki go, Zero go. It's like, yeah, you got to stand up. You got to. It's be a man time now.
Who kind of fills in for Screw now? Like, is it gone? Is it gone, or is there an art form? Is there anybody pick it up? Or
yeah. The art form is big because everybody is doing as far as the art form itself. Everybody is doing like slower versions of their song, calling them chopped and screwed. and there are a couple of DJs around, like like DJ Michael 5000 Watts,
right? Michael Watts.
Yeah, Watts. He he does his version of the art. There's a couple more DJs throughout the city. We're actually throughout the world who emulate it.
Right. They pay homage, of course, to Screw. Right.
Yeah, they pay homage. They do it their own type of way. Like a lot of people, in respect to him, they'll triple beat it instead of double beating it, trying not to be exactly alike.
Right.
I mean, but it's paying homage. I appreciate it because it keeps him on my mind. Continuously when I hear, buy my album and buy the Screwed version. And, so it's kind of dope.
That's
like
good.
That.
You know what I noticed too, the time that I spent there is that there are so many artists, and you go, it's just so full of talent, and a lot of these artists have so many fans. Like you guys, your fan base is crazy, but when I move around, I go other places, and I'm like, dang, like sometimes I just think, and I'm like, I want them to be here, but I realize like Texas, I feel like in itself is its own little, like, I don't want to say little, it's like its own world in itself.
Massive space.
So why do you think that is? Why do you think a lot of artists like that are in Texas kind of like stay in Texas, but they're huge. They're humongous artists.
Yeah, they huge in their own right, and it's like I say, it's a culture. Everybody doesn't really understand the culture like probably we would want them to, but it seems like the world just catches up on the syrup. That's it. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of places you go where it's household names as well. It's like how you say, it's not everywhere that it should be. It's not everywhere it should be, but there's just a lot of people are just comfortable with just staying in Texas because, like you say, it's so big and spread out. Texas is so big to where you can go platinum right there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, I call it, it's complacency syndrome. Like a lot of people will do so good from Houston to the border of Mexico, from Houston going to Arkansas. Like it's so many towns in between that one might even consider Texas to be their world. And once you hit all them spots, if you ain't got $1 million, you ain't hit all them spots. But I mean, it's a lot of little spots, and a lot of people just kind of get comfortable with just going there and not. It's kind of like in Cali, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, or in Houston, with the gangs, you'll stay in your neighborhood for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You'll never go and see what's across the freeway because whatever the circumstances may be.
Right.
And a lot of people are just, really not trying to blow up. They just trying to get them some money. So that's probably why.
I'm talking about the money and this chains and this jewelry.
This jewelry.
The independent artist life. Would you ever think about signing to a deal, or you kind of feel like the independent route was kind of what you know?
I mean, for me, it's gonna be more money doing it by yourself, because I mean, it's not like here or like in Atlanta or something like that where you can just walk outside and just bam, Sony building, bam, like it's nothing. It's nothing there for you to be motivated to do anything musically inclined. Like it's like,
but do your own thing.
Yeah, but do your own thing and hope somebody catches on to what you're doing, because what we had back in the day, well, I call a lot of major minor labels, those, here today, gone tomorrow type of labels that could get you, a couple $100,000, and, to some kids in the ghetto, that's kind of like, that's ghetto gold, but that after those kind of withered away, is if you're in Houston, if you're in Texas somewhere where it ain't nothing major going on, ain't no big three, nothing like that, you got to be the big one. You got to learn your iTunes, your TuneCore game. You got to learn your Sound Exchange game. You got to learn all your digital game.
This guy knows everything.
Yeah, you got to, because I mean, I walk out the house, it's some bills to pay. It ain't no labels to help you pay your bills.
That's
you
it.
got to be your own record label. Thus, One Deep Entertainment.
He used to do freestyles for me when I got to Houston, and when I went with him, I was like, we're gonna go to the studio. We're gonna work on these freestyles. It's just him. He can obviously do the own freestyle, the music, engineer, Pro Tools, everything.
Everything.
Like everything.
Oh, that's amazing.
One Deep Entertainment. When you want to get
what that means.
Yeah.
That's what that means. That's what that means. Like a lot of people, like, man, you signing anybody? I'm like, man, look, this really mean what it is, man. It's one. I'm entertaining One Deep. I don't want to sign you. You know, look, it's good enough with me. I know if I'm crazy, I don't want to deal with your craziness. I can't do the dual craziness. Like I'm gonna hit the button. Hey, I'm Spaceborn 3. You know, I'm mixing vocals. You know, doing everything myself. I don't want to pay the engineer, so I learned how to do it. You know, only thing I'm paying for is mixing and mastering. Everything else, I'm in there like swimwear with.
You know, you're on a lot of people's lists and a lot of magazines lists for like top most underrated rappers of all time. Like, how does that title kind of make you feel?
Well, I mean, it's bittersweet because, of course, I wanted to be mentioned as, you know, one of the top. You know, but I mean, being mentioned, period, because there's a lot of people who are great that never get to be mentioned. So to just even be considered is a hats off to everybody who's considering me for that. Like New York Times even said that about me, and I'm like,
that's nice.
Like, yeah, it's nice. It's sad, but it's nice at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, man. Like, if I was on a big label back then, like maybe I can, you know, I don't want to compare myself to nobody or say I'm, you know, a legend or nothing like. I might take some legendary steps. Not a legend, but I want to be mentioned amongst those. And probably if I had something bigger going on back then, maybe I would probably be a legend right now.
I'm saying it's nice because I live here in New York and I feel like I'm a legend. I've never been in the New York Times. My man from Houston, Zero, he made it to New York Times. Damn.
So, you know, a lot's been going on in the news. Yesterday, you know, something terrible, awful happened, and I woke up to a disgusting
New Orleans, right?
video in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Alton Sterling, who was, in my opinion, murdered. But just to watch the video and obviously to see, you know, that people, you know, have their issues with the police. And actually, the morning show, Rosenberg, you know, he made a really good statement this morning. It was really passionate and kind of said, you know, he feels like the police need to be on the front lines with the people and say, you know, that was wrong. Instead of, you know, saying they don't know, they need to be up there too and say, you know, we saw that, and as police officers, you know, that was wrong.
Can't hide.
Yeah, and I remember, was it like a year or two ago? Like you had some issues, and you had to deal with the police kind of doing some stuff to you involving your house. Like, what kind of advice do you give for people who have to kind of come into, you know, context, I guess, with the police in a manner that, you know.
I mean,
that house situation was
pre-tarded.
Crazy. Tell what enough to have any idea what happened.
Me and Slim Thug was doing a show, and you know, I noticed I ain't really want to tell my manager nothing like that. But I noticed I had like not a real alarm. I had something like one of our alarms, if you know what I mean, and it was kind of going off, so I'm kind of like, somebody had done broken my house, a stalker, and I'm looking at the phone, and the phone is like, okay, they're still there, been there for like 23 minutes. So I'm not paying it no mind because I just exterminated, so I got the windows up so the stuff can. So I'm like, maybe, you know, it's some type of sensor going off from a bug or something, a bird. An hour, 30 minutes later, still there. So I'm thinking, man, somebody done broke in and squatted on my crib, like they done moved in. So when I walk in the door, my cover is on, my bed cover is on the living room floor moving. So I'm like, this tripped out. I'm like, I hadn't even smoked. I'm like, I'm not even ready to deal with this. So I'm like, I do something I saw in the movies. I like, damn, let me run upstairs and go check upstairs. So when I run upstairs, I come down the other stairs, the person getting up from under the cover, I'm looking around the corner. And when they pull the cover back, they got one of the big guns. And I had the small gun. I'm like, this equation didn't, I got 5, they got like 90. I'm like, But then when the cover come across, it's a half-naked big old girl. And I'm like, I come around the corner like, man. And she just, yeah, like charging me up. Like, yeah, I done cleaned up your living room. Yeah, I done cleaned up. And she did clean the living room up. But she done went in there and ate my papados, man. Like, she done really moved
Not the
in.
papados.
Man, she ate my whole lobster. I brought a whole $80 lobster home. Man, this person done went in there, warmed it up. Like, really? And I'm like, and it's like a trail of fruits and berries coming from the window where she done did a tuck to get in. I'm like, man, I'm like, man, what the? I'm like, it's a girl, so I can't beat her up. Oh, I'm lying. I beat her up. You know what I'm saying? I had, because it was in true. She was like my size though. So are you a girl for real? I'm beating her.
She had the big gun.
She had the big gun, and I, the AR. So I had to be mindful and do some, my Chuck Norris moves, and got the gun away from him. She won't leave, but then I'm like, nah, I need to call the police. So when the police get there, like 18 minutes later, even though I'm living in a neighborhood, behind the gate, like we have a station like right across. They come over there. They first thing is, and when the girl start bleeding, I say that when the blood start, I'm done. I don't want that on me. Mm-hmm. But she gets up and runs away. She got on my shirt. She went in my closet. She ain't got on no bottoms. And she talking about like, you at least could have gave me some, and I'm like, this is retarded. So when the police pull up, the first thing they tell me is, whose house is this? And I'm like, it's my house. Prove it. I'm like, why it can't be my house? Oh, I'm black. All this can't be yours. Let me run your name. I'm like, but I called you though. So long story short, I'm going to jail.
What?
They take all, they try to take the weapons, but then, the DA is like, well, in Texas, you could protect your home with a bazooka if you can get it to your house without getting pulled over. Mm-hmm. So leave the guns. They shouldn't ram my name. They should have just walked. And then the cold part about it, when they walked in, they put the handcuffs on me because they smelled weed fresh from smoking. I haven't been here all day. The girl was in here smoking PCP in my house. I'm like, they blink. Let me see your eyes. I let them. They just, man, I ain't gonna lie. He's not high. We don't care. We gonna, run his name. Gonna do all this anyway. Took me to jail. So I mean, like, the only thing I can really say is to anybody who would have to deal with police, if you gotta call 911, let it be for a medical emergency or something like that. I really think, with the power we have, because we're not a minority, it's actually more of us. We are the majority. I really think we can make our own police force, man. I really think we can police our own streets if we come together and quit the, the BS beefs that we have with one another,
right? And
come together and patrol our own neighborhoods, because I don't think we'll kill each other like the police is killing us, knocking us off.
100%.
And they're knocking off influential people who have voices. They're knocking off, defenseless young women. They're knocking off guys who can stand up with a voice and bring people together and stop violence. They want the violence to keep going on within our community so we can kill off each other. So when they finally, do the move that they're gearing up to do, it won't be nobody with muscles left to fight it. They trying to get all the people out the way that they consider to be, watch him, watch her, getting all them out the way. And they're hoping that the rest of us will be submissive enough to take instructions and follow orders when they start giving them, because it's not gonna be long. They getting ready to give orders. They getting ready to come tell you to take this, put this on you. Yeah, it's coming. So I'll let you know that old school saying, the revolution will not be televised. It's about to be televised. So they trying to get all the people who gonna rebel out the way.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's crazy. But that's what I would say. Cut the violence down amongst each other. Instead of trying to shoot me, get to know me. Instead of me trying to kill you, get to know you. So when they come mess with you, they gonna mess with us. You know, they gotta shoot you, they gotta shoot me too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. That's my answer. I don't know how legal we are to bear arms across this nation, but I mean,
it's a little different than
it's
Texas
crazy.
For sure. It's different.
Crazy.
It's definitely different.
It's way different, but I mean, some type of stand need to be made, because I've seen a lot of videos actually from here where, you know, cops are messing with certain people and the community comes together and be like, hell no, we ain't gonna stand, and they gotta let the people go. Like, that needs to happen more and everywhere. And I mean, like, come on, man, like, cause you delivering mail, you know, you jaywalked. Like in Austin, these people crossed the street when the light was red. You really got to get your face broken in half because of that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody out here somewhere raping somebody right now, and you messing with me because I crossed the street before the little white man came on the little thing to tell me to walk. You gonna break my face.
So what's gonna happen with the presidency? We got Hillary and we got Trump. I mean, it's crazy, right?
It's beyond crazy, man. It's ludicrous. I ain't talking about the rapper. It's retarded.
These are our options.
These are our options, and either way it go,
it's crazy.
I think the whole nation gonna just say, that's the whole answer right there. You got to inhale and exhale. It's gonna be a lot of smoking that day. It's gonna be a lot of everybody's gonna be uplifted. It's gonna be, because I'm like, come on, man. Yeah. One person want to build a wall, the other person's giving secrets away. Like, who do you trust?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't care. I'm gonna say it, man. Look, man, these people trying to use our image, man, to get votes.
Right.
How you gonna call me and my people and tell me to come to the rally and we want y'all to perform? I'm thinking in my head like, y'all don't even know me. But I'm thinking in my head, y'all want my people. Because if my people see me here, like, hey, man, why you here? I'm like, because they call. Who you going?
You say that too, the truth.
That's true.
Because they call.
Who you going for? I'm like, man, look, man, they called me. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for me, man. My album getting ready to drop. Go get my album, July 15th, Drinking and Driving. That's all I really had to say. You know, I ain't have no date back then, but I was like, man, I'm here because I want to promote.
Right.
I want to promote Zero.
Right.
And at the end of the day, can we holler at y'all in this little special room over here? I say, here, come. Well, you know, y'all didn't really get cleared, you know, by the Secret Service, but still go out there and interview, and we want you to come up top, and man, I'm gone.
Whose rally was this?
Hillary. And I'm like, man, come on, man. I know what it is. And I mean, like, you ain't finna get my people to come vote for you when you had to tell me to come up here to come do something that wasn't really gonna go down. You know, after sitting outside for so long and, you know, going through the secret search, and, you know, we had to sit back and watch whatever this little flying dragon team do their thing. And then, you know, we can't do our thing. I'm like, man, I'm finna go. So I mean, it ain't nothing personal. It's the truth.
Zero's keeping it 100 right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, it just got deep up in here. Conspiracy theories continue.
Well, I'm excited to have you here. You know that. I'm a little upset that you didn't bring me no food from Houston, but you in the city.
I'm in the city.
We need to talk about this album. Like, your catalog is crazy. It's crazy. So what can we expect on this album? Because I know a lot of the music that you put out, it's very honest, and he talks a lot about personal experiences, and like very honest. Are we gonna get to see that in this?
Always. I talk about a lot of my own situations. I don't really do a lot of third person because it's always first person mostly. So the only change is it probably be a little bit more melodic. You know, having my own. I've had my own creative control from the jump, but it's like really more so into it now, being that I'm more in control of the whole thing on some CEO type versus just being an artist and trying to, get a couple dollars for a sale, you know, getting almost the whole thing. So, but I mean, yeah, a lot of, you know, still baby mama drama. Haters. I ain't just really rapping at the haters. I'm singing the butt whipping, you know. I mean, yeah, just like you said, a lot of honesty, some pain, some truths, and you know, you're never gonna get no, I say fibbitry. You ain't gonna get no fibbitry from me. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm gonna be upfront whether you like it or not, and you know, if you don't like it, oh well. Mm-hmm. That's all I can really say. But I'm doing my thing. I got Crazy Bone on the record. I think that's the only feature is Crazy Bone. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's really One Deep Entertainment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Who are some up and coming people that are bubbling out of the H that you think maybe got next? Anybody? Or you're like, nah, not. Ooh, the Zero cosign who's bubbling out the H. He's like, I don't know. Or is there anybody that you might be listening to, you know, that people might not expect that you listen to?
My favorite rapper of all time is this guy named K Reno. Mm-hmm. And my opinion, I don't think there was ever a man made that's gonna be greater than him on the microphone. So I mean, people really need to check him out. But like currently, I only listen to me because when mine go off, I got what I need already. But I mean, it's a lot of the newer stuff. I can't, you know, like Michael Blacksman, I can't really get jiggy with it, man. You know, I don't know, man. I can't really say. I don't know, man. I mean, it's some cats out there doing their thing. Like, it's some cats, you know, like Stunner Bam. You know, he's real good. He's real melodic.
Well, how do you feel about Houston being like, it all of a sudden had a big jump in national popularity? I know obviously when Still Tippin' days, everything, you know, kind of became national, and then, you know, it now recently, especially, you know, you have people like Drake who talk a lot. He's not from Houston, but he talks a lot about Houston, has been in Houston a lot, and then a lot of his music is even sampled, you know, by some classic Houston songs. How do you feel about that?
I like that because it brings some light back on the city, because, you know, he's a very, very big artist. And for him to embrace the culture, not only the culture, to embrace the city like he's there now. Mm-hmm. So it's like he's every time man, Drake back come through. Drake is here. He's here again. And then he'll be here tomorrow.
He likes it. He likes it.
He likes it. Yeah. He likes it. You know, I just cut a video short day before yesterday to go to his pool party. I'm like, oh, I didn't know he was here. You know, didn't he be in the hood? He was in, and like he wasn't in the uppity. He was in Fifth Ward. So it's kind of like, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's real cool. I embrace the fact that he embraces us the way that he does. And, you know, every time he get on stage, you know, he makes note of that. You know what I'm saying? Like he used to come there and this freestyle B was talking about, you know, do that during his show. You know, a couple of times, actually brought me out a couple of times to perform it with him during his show. I'm like, that's real big.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's real big. Now I liked with the lens being on the H like that. I love it.
It's good. Well, I'm excited about the album.
No doubt.
When did you say?
I want to get to hear it.
July
15th.
15th. And what's the name of it again?
Drinking and Driving.
Drinking and Driving.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. But
drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Don't do it, but listen to the album.
Yeah, listen to the album. Yeah. I'll be the alcohol for you.